And that this side actually tidied that up.
Question number 7, Grant Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is
I want to hear this question. Grant Robertson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Local Government. Does he agree with the statement by the previous Minister for Local Government, the Hon Dr Nick Smith, quote, "Under any circumstances, the next regional council elections in Canterbury will take place no later than the elections scheduled for late 2013.
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, I did at the time. Nick Smith made those comments in March 2010, and while it may have escaped the attention of the member, we have had since then 4 major earthquake events in Christchurch. The member will also know that the quote he just read out from Nick Smith went on to say this, and I quote, "The explicit intent is for the commissioners to withdraw and be replaced by elected representatives as soon as their task is achieved and the present systemic issues are resolved." Mr Speaker, the commissioners are doing an outstanding job and have made good progress, but the job is not yet complete.
Grant Robertson.
How can it not be a broken promise to the people of Canterbury that they would be able to elect their own regional council when the former minister said that under any circumstances elections would take place in 2013?
The Honourable David Carter.
Because, Mr Speaker, as I have just said to the member, Nick Smith went on to say, and I quote, "The explicit intent is for the commissioners to withdraw and be replaced as soon as the task is achieved. Because of the earthquake event, because progress is still not finalised around the Canterbury water management strategy, that job is not yet complete."
Grant Robertson.
To whom are the commissioners running Environment Canterbury accountable? His government or the people of Canterbury?
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, at this stage, the people who are responsible are the 7 appointed commissioners.
Order. The question, the minister may not have heard the question clearly. The question was, to whom are they responsible, the government or the local people of Canterbury?
Mr Speaker, I apologise, I didn't hear the question properly. The commissioners are responsible both to the government and to the people of Canterbury.
Grant Robertson.
Is he familiar with the phrase "no taxation without representation", and why does he think ratepayers in the Canterbury region should continue to pay rates when his government is denying them the right to be democratically represented at a regional level?
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, because of the circumstances, those Cantabrians have been asked to pay rates to a regional council that was the worst performing regional council out of 84. They have been asked to pay rates to a regional council which an independent report concluded was ineffective and dysfunctional.
Is this a point of order or a supplementary question? Supplementary question, Dennis O'Rourke.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Will the Minister give an undertaking to the electors in the Canterbury region that they will be given the opportunity through a comprehensive consultation process to have a say on the main options for the reform of local government in the region before the government introduces legislation to end the local democracy-free zone there?
The Honourable David
Mr Speaker, it is the intention of government to have the legislation put before the Select Committee. That will be the opportunity for Cantabrians to have their say. It is worth noting that at this stage the only negative comments that I have seen have been from the Labour Party, the Christchurch Press and 2 former disgruntled ECAN councillors, Eugenie Sage and Kerry Burke.
Grant Robertson.
Does he agree with the statement, quote, "Elections are central to democracy, but they are not always on their own a magic or quick fix solution made by Frank Bainimarama"? And which does he think is likely to occur first, elections in Fiji or elections for Environment Canterbury?
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, I don't think there'd be any government wants to roll over local democracy, but when local democracy is not working, as was the case recently with the Canterbury District Council, governments have to act. And I note that in the case of the Canterbury District Council, there was absolutely no criticism from Grant Robertson.
Point of order, Grant Robertson.
Mr Speaker, I appreciate my question had two parts to it, but I don't think the Minister addressed whether he agreed with Frank Bainimarama or if elections were going to happen in Fiji or Canterbury first.
Order,
one of the two would be good.
Order. I think given the nature of the question, the answer wasn't too bad. Jackie Dean, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Speaker, it was a serious question, but what I'm wondering, sir, is whether there's been some effect from your borrowing your tie from Mr Ryle on the government benches.
Order. I don't see how that is a point of order. The question, though, that was being referred to was asking an opinion, and the precise answer is never possible, and opinions being sought. Jackie Dean, supplementary question.
Speaker, to the Minister, has the Minister seen any reports that show that the performance of ECAN has dramatically improved since commissioners were appointed?
The Honourable David Carter.
Yes, I have seen a report that showed that this council, under the commissioners, processed 92% of resource consents within the statutory timeframes in 2010-11. This is a massive increase from just 29% in 2007-8 under the former model. I am also aware, Mr Speaker, of a number of very positive reports from a wide range of stakeholders in relation to last week's announcements, including Ngāi Tahu, Local Government New Zealand, Federated Farmers and a large number of mayors from the region. They all stated, Mr Speaker, that the commissioners have been a dramatic improvement and done a fantastic job. As I mentioned earlier, the only negative comments that I have seen are from the Labour Party, the Christchurch Press, and that would be of little surprise to any of us, and by two former disgruntled councillors, Eugenie...
Order. The member shouldn't be making those sort of comments. Supplementary question, Leanne Dalzell.
Why did the Minister not agree with his own department's advice and also the advice of the Ministry for the Environment that there be a return to a fully locally elected democratic body under a transitional plan? And if he did agree with that at any point, why did he change his mind?
The Honourable David
Speaker, I'm aware of advice from officials that suggested a hybrid model as a transition. I'm waiting to see the full report of the Land and Water Forum as to what recommendations it makes with regards to regional councils around all of New Zealand. In the meantime, officials gave advice to Cabinet. Cabinet gave it very full discussion and concluded that the remaining with the commissioners was the best option for Cantabrians.
Point of order, the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Well, given the Minister's response, he obviously hasn't read it. I'd like to seek leave to table the regulatory impact statement.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question number 8, Nikki Wagner.
Speaker, to the Minister of Conservation, what progress